Same.
I don't want to go to the gym. I don't like going to the gym.
Same.
And I'm trying to I'm not trying.
Struggle to put so much energy into me that it's just become a normal thing to the point where I'll procrastinate. If, for example, if I need to do a workout, I will do everything else but what I said I wanted to do for myself, and I'm just like sitting at home regretting the fact that I haven't done what I said I was going to do for myself. So
showing up for yourself and actually reaching your goals, you get a sense of pride, enjoyment, celebration and proudness about yourself when you achieve those goals. And ultimately it does build your confidence and self-esteem because it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't think I could do that thing.
But honestly, guys, you have to push yourself out your comfort zone. Like I'm still learning this, but in that moment, just do it and you won't regret it afterwards. Even if it's
100%.
embarrassing, you won't regret it afterwards because you actually done it. Hi guys, welcome back to the Girls Collective podcast.
Hey.
I'm Shay.
I'm Shanique.
And normally guys, we have our wonderful Emma. She's not here with us today.
Stuck with us too.
Yeah.
She'll be back soon. I promise. She'll be back soon.
Okay, so what kind of era am I in right now? Healing wise. I'm defo in a selfish era.
Okay.
In a sense of I really want to this year I really want to focus on putting my energy into me and really figuring out who I am. I feel like the past couple of years, the first half of my 20s, I feel like I've put a lot of energy into other people's projects, other people's ideas. I've poured a lot into people's what they want to create for themselves, and I feel like I haven't poured into me the same way I've poured into other people. So I think this year I'm just in that selfish era of if it doesn't involve something that I can benefit from, I know that sounds selfish, but if it's something that I can benefit from or grow from, I'm not really here for it, if that makes sense. So I'm definitely in a little bit of a selfish era in my 20s right now.
No,
what
I
about
hear you. I'd say I'm in I'm figuring it out era. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm exploring.
Yeah.
I'm reconnecting with, I want to say my younger self, in the sense of who was she, what did she like, going back to reconnecting with hobbies that I used to do and things that brought me joy when I was younger. I'm going back to that time. I'm trying to reconnect with those things again to see if I still like them, because they brought me so much joy and happiness and it was fun at the time. I want to see if that still remains true today. So I say I'm figuring out things, figuring out what I like, what I don't like, what I love, what I want for myself, what I don't want. Adding on to taking Shay's ideas, or prioritizing myself. I would say I am someone that tends to put other people before myself. I can give people the best ideas, the best advice, but I can neglect myself in that exact same way, which is so frustrating, because why can we give advice to other people and not take our own advice?
I literally do the same thing.
Why do we do that? And when I break it down a little bit, I don't know if it's because talking is just so much easier than doing. Do you know what I mean? It is just so much easier. When you actually put your mind to something, or you get up to do something, it is quite difficult. I've been consistent with the gym recently, but to even... Sometimes, most of the times, guys, I don't want to.
Same.
I don't want to go to the gym. I don't like going to the gym.
Same.
And I'm trying to... I'm not trying to go to the gym just to look good. Do you know what I mean? I feel like each time I've stopped going to the gym and then started going again, my intentions for going is always different. And I think this time, as much as, yes, I do want to look good, it's not only about that, it's also about making it into a lifestyle. And sometimes I do find the joy in it, like when I eventually get my form correct, or I'm able to go longer on the cardio machines or whatever, right? So I am finding the joy in it as well sometimes. But it is also about health-wise, and making it into a lifestyle, improving my eating habits, doing things for the sake of my health. Do you know what I mean? So it's not just going to the gym to look good or lifting the heaviest weights. for the sake of saying that I can do it or to get the biggest muscles or the glutes or whatnot. There's a different purpose behind why I'm going to the gym this time around. So yeah, I'm actually thinking about the woman I would like to be and doing those things to become that woman as well. So I'd say that's the era I'm in. I don't know how to label it because every time I think about it or I'm asked, I always change the title of what it's called. But we could just say it's just figuring out or becoming the woman I would like to be.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I think I touched on it a little bit, but what are some things that you're doing do you want to call it your healing journey? I don't know if it's your healing journey or whatever you want to call it, but what are some things that you are doing?
I'm making sure I'm showing up for myself.
Yeah.
That could be the simplest things. For example, my skincare, doing my skincare every morning, every evening, doing my workouts before I go to work, eating healthy. If it doesn't align with my schedule of what I've got going on, I'm not pushing back my workout. I'm not pushing back anything else unless that's done first, and then I can deal with everything else. Like, I'm just showing up for myself first, regardless of the situation. I'm just gonna show up. I feel like I struggle to do that. I struggle to put so much energy into me that it's just become a normal thing to the point where I'll procrastinate. For example, if I need to do a workout, I will do everything else but what I said I wanted to do for myself, and I'm just like sitting at home regretting the fact that I haven't done what I said I was going to do for myself. So I'm definitely in that era of just like, for me, the healing bit is just literally showing up for myself no matter what the situation is. And like just showing up, putting more energy into figuring out things like what I like, what I don't like, like the way I want to dress, how basically how I want to see myself in the future, the type of woman I want to be. So I'm just trying to build and put in place things that my future self will be happy about. So that's how I feel like I'm like moving in this healing journey. By yourself?
Before I explain like what I'm doing, I was watching Makai on TikTok the other day, and we actually did briefly touch on it in one of our previous episodes. She's speaking about like confidence, like how she became so confident. I think it's evident with her journey. You can see how she's kind of become the woman that she is now, because I followed her for so long. Like watching her journey, you've seen how she's done things for the betterment of herself. And one point that she made that I think we all agreed on as a collective is showing up for yourself and actually reaching your goals. You get a sense of pride, enjoyment, celebration and proudness about yourself when you achieve those goals. And ultimately it does build your confidence and self-esteem, because it's like, oh my goodness, I didn't think I could do that thing, or I could get over the obstacle, and then you achieve it and you feel great and you're ready to tackle the next one. Do you know what I mean? So like Shay's saying, keeping your promises, reaching your goals, doing things that make you uncomfortable, but knowing it's for the betterment, like it's for the greater good. It's all to do with prioritizing yourself and building your confidence. So I think it's great things to do for yourself. Do you know what I mean? I don't think it's selfish at all. Like, I wouldn't say you're in your selfish era whatsoever. I think you're just prioritizing yourself. It's more self-love, self-care more than anything, because like you said, you're putting other people before your own health, sanity, and if you can't show up for yourself, you're not good for other people. So it's definitely self-love more than it is being selfish. Do you know what I'm saying? There's some people who look at it as selfish, like, oh my goodness, you changed up on me, or you changed your ways, and it's like, just because I'm not like catering to what the version you would like me to be. Do you know what I mean? But as for me, what am I doing? Well, the example I gave about me going to the gym and making that into a lifestyle, I'm doing that. I want to glow from the inside out. I don't want everything just to be about how I look on the outside. I actually want to feel good inside. So I am trying to work on my relationship with God. Working on the spirit, reading, connecting with God. I'm currently doing like a plan as well, which has been great to learn about the Bible, learn about the people way before us, learn about God, see him in a different light from how I did see him, or to combat certain thoughts that I had about him or anything. That's trying to really build and grow that relationship that we have together. My sister recently got a new juicer, so I've been juicing, which has been
Ooh.
fun. But guys, it's expensive. Oh
It
my
is.
goodness. The amount of fruit you actually have to buy to juice
Yeah.
is a joke. Like,
Yeah.
we did a whole food shop. The fruits took up half of the fridge. And,
No, you can keep talking.
yeah, so the fruits took up half of the fridge. And once I finished juicing, that was half of the fridge empty. Like, juicing is so expensive. And when I cut up all the fruits, it looks like nothing. And when I juiced, it looks like nothing even more. Like, juicing is so expensive. But yeah, I'm also juicing, so I'm really trying to work on glowing from the inside out. What else am I doing? I think I told you guys about it on a previous episode about the Young Women's Trust, and they do coaching. So I had a coach for, I don't know, sometime last year, I started sessions with this woman who I absolutely love. She was like, it was a perfect collaboration. Like, she really helped me on this era, this journey that I'm in right now. Before each session, she would basically ask me how I would like the session to go. And then at the end of each session, there was homework that I needed to do. Which was helpful again, because I'm doing this in my spare time. It's a time for me to reflect on what we spoke about. And yeah, so just doing things like that. Coaching, really helpful. I would recommend anyone doing it. It's free. I believe it is free for ladies from the age of, I want to say 18 to 30. I could be wrong, but check it out on the website. I would literally recommend anyone doing it. I literally went for the purposes of career progression, job hunting, but you get help with your personal life too. So I think that was really helpful. It helped me massively. I uncovered so many different layers about myself. It helped me to figure out, like, what's an example I can give you guys? We spoke about people pleasing in one of the episodes. So we tapped into that. We tapped into a bit of my childhood, like where it stems from and how I can show up in different ways to not be a people pleaser. So yeah, things like that. Whole tangent, but I did coaching, I'm journaling, and creating a schedule. I noticed that when I am busy, there's not much time for like overthinking or like negative thoughts. So that time to kind of ruminate. So I'm also trying to find ways to combat that while remaining busy. And yeah. I think I'll say that's it, really, what I can think of now.
Yeah, you have to actually work on it. Because when I deeped it when I went run club on that Sunday, and you know how I was so nervous to actually go and socialise because I'm by myself.
Finish your point. Yeah, I want to go back. Finish your point.
Because so basically, guys, I went to
if
my
Shay
run
could
club.
be visible, guys, I feel like she would. If she could get through run club and kind of be invisible, I feel like she would. But I get it. Go on.
But I feel like I internalize my thoughts too much to the point it gives me anxiety.
Yeah.
And then, so basically, guys, I went run club. They're having like a big event. They're doing the 5K run, and then after that was like a socialing bit. And normally, guys, when it comes to socializing, I'm out the door. I'm the first one leaving the building. I'm gone.
Like,
Literally
you see
gone.
her now, you don't see her again.
Yeah, like literally. So I said this time I really want to try and actually socialize with some people in the run club, because they're familiar faces.
Yeah,
people that come regularly.
Quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah, so it's just like I need to actually start socializing and not just being on my phone and pretending like I can't speak. So on Sunday I really tried. Luckily, one of the girls that I recognized, she actually went to my secondary school and she recognized me as well. So it was a bit like helpful to have a conversation with someone.
Yeah.
So it was kind of good, because then I ended up like speaking with her and other people at the run club. So I was like, this whole time I was just overthinking it, getting worried, ready to pack up and leave when the running was finished. But honestly, guys, you have to push yourself out your comfort zone.
Yeah.
Like I'm still learning this, but in that moment, just do it and you won't regret it afterwards. Even if 100%. It's embarrassing, you won't regret it afterwards because you actually done it.
Exactly.
But I have to say, like, I'm working on that.
Yeah.
So.
And I think even in the day and age that we're in now, everyone is on a similar journey in terms of people are trying to do things solo. Everyone is pushing the be kind mantra a lot more now.
Yeah.
So the things that we think are embarrassing or people will look at us funny for, absolutely not, because people are on the exact same journey. People want to step out and meet new people and try new events. So I think a lot of us do internalize our thoughts, and I think we kind of, okay, the only way that's coming to mind right now is we give ourselves a lot more credit. And what I mean by that is people are really not watching you as much as you think they are.
Yeah.
People really don't care as much as you think they do.
100%.
We're the only ones that really care about ourselves a lot, to the point that we think everyone is watching. But some people, you can say yes, they are. And I think some people that do that are just looking for a fault, or they're projecting mostly.
Yeah.
However, other people, they're really not watching out for anything. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They really are just trying to create a space for people to be themselves. So when people do a lot of these events, it is to bring like-minded people, for people to just be themselves or to meet different people.
Yeah.
So we all, most of us, a lot of us, pretty much, probably all of us, do get the anxiety of stepping into new situations.
Yeah.
But what's the worst that can happen? Okay, they say no, or it doesn't go as planned, but you come out fine. Nothing happens. Do you know what I'm saying? It's more of like a learning curve for you to do better next time.
100%.
But yeah, Shay will literally be like, yeah, guys, I saw this person say, I was like, okay, what do you want to do with that information? You saw them, but did you say hello? Did you say something? Do you know what I'm saying?
I'm always seeing
but
people,
I get
guys.
it.
That's the thing. I feel like sometimes, I think God knows that I want to like be that person that just goes up to people, start talking. And guys, I'm always seeing people, you know, I'm always catching
and then telling us that she
these
saw
big
them.
people on social media in these environments. And guys, I will look at them and look away and walk, and knowing damn well I can actually have a conversation with them.
Exactly.
I just don't do it. Why? Because I'm in my thoughts.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm working on it.
Yeah. And like you said, once you do it, you feel better for doing it. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
So.
But yeah.
Yes.
Game?
Yes, let's do the game. So we're going to play a game, guys. It's called Healing or Hiding. And it's basically, we're going to say different scenarios and we're going to decide whether that's healing, hiding. You get the gist, right? You'll get it as we play it. So do you have yours ready?
Yeah.
Okay, go for it.
This one says, avoiding family gatherings because they bring up difficult conversations. Hiding.
Oh, yeah, that's
hiding.
definitely hiding.
That's definitely hiding.
Okay, what is what's an example of a conversation? What can I think?
For example, if you had an argument with a family member, and because it's an argument, you're not gonna go out your way to go see them, but now you know it's a family function, you know they're gonna be there.
Yeah.
Everyone in the family now knows your business because you had a family argument.
Yeah.
So it's just like, what happens when I go there?
Oh, I get it. Yeah, that could be seen as hiding. Especially, it depends on how it played, but it could be like you're just avoiding conflict. You're avoiding resolution. You don't want to take accountability. So I guess, okay, yeah, it could be seen as hiding. However, what if it's just, I just don't have the mental energy to deal with that? Or is that like, still hiding? Masked as an excuse? Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that's still masking, because if you didn't care, you'll be right, sitting right there.
Okay, fair.
But I feel like it's still hiding.
Okay, fair enough. Okay. Okay. Saying you're journaling, but it's just a list of petty things you wish you said in an argument, or it's about a situation that you never actually addressed in real life. That's
I'm gonna say hiding.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, no one else knows your thoughts, and you're gonna be thinking about that situation. It will come up again.
Yeah.
And you haven't actually addressed it. You haven't actually expressed it, and that's gonna build up inside you.
Yeah.
So you are technically hiding, but at the same time, it can be healing, writing down your internal thoughts.
Yeah.
About the situation. It may make you rethink how you want to approach the situation.
Yeah.
But you're slightly still hiding from the situation.
Yeah. I think, I'll say it's defo hiding. It's just avoidance.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
If you're writing out your thoughts to avoid addressing the real problem or with the person or whatever, then you're definitely just avoiding.
Yeah.
And it's going to fester. And then you'll probably build up resentment towards that person or towards yourself, basically. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Go on, you go for it.
Posting vague quotes on social media instead of addressing your feelings directly.
And hoping that the one person you want to see it will see it as well. That is definitely hiding and toxic, child. Get out of here. Literally. Yeah. Definitely.
No, defo.
I think that is something that I would so do back in the day, especially on Twitter. Oh my goodness. I was such... When I was in school, I was such a pour my feelings out on social media type of person.
I used to be like that as well.
I would find the perfect song to match. I would quote the song. I would quote my thoughts. Or I'm just throwing little jabs on Twitter or Facebook, hoping that a certain somebody sees it. Just basically being an attention seeker. That is definitely
and then when
toxic
they pop up,
hiding.
if it triggers you, it triggers you. It's not to anyone.
If the shoe fits, wear it. Literally. No, literally.
Oh gosh. No, I remember doing that back in those days.
Oh my goodness. Go into the gym for mental clarity, but really just hoping your ex sees glow up. And I think that's so funny because
Oh gosh.
it's so funny because I hear it. Sometimes you will like, I don't know, like, do you know when you break up with somebody or like you stop being friends with somebody, there's just like, I think people call like the post breakup glow.
Yeah.
I guess once you sometimes, yeah, when you do shed dead weight, as people like to call it,
Yeah.
there is just like a new glow about you. Do you know what I'm saying? Like new season do just call for certain things like that. But in this case, where it's like I'm going to the gym or I'm getting a certain outfit just to look good because I don't know who's gonna see it or who's gonna be there. I mean, did it ever hurt to stunt on someone a little bit? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean?
I don't feel like it's.
But if you're centering your whole life around it, then okay, fine.
Yeah, I
That's
don't feel like
definitely
it's hiding though. I feel like it's low key healing.
Yeah.
Because then it's like you're showing them this is what you have. And
this is what
now
you
you've
lost.
yeah, you've lost this.
I don't.
Now.
Is that bad? Is that toxic, guys?
Yeah, a little bit, because you could have been doing that in a relationship, but you know.
Fair. Okay, fair.
But yeah, slightly healing. I'm gonna be real. Slightly healing. Turning your phone off for a week to escape from responsibilities.
Oh, okay. If you to escape from responsibilities, yeah, fine, because you will come back to them anyway.
That's true. Very true.
But sometimes you are just overstimulated and burnt out.
Yeah.
I think it's so bad that I can find a reason or excuse for every single thing. So I'm wondering, are you really healing like what's going on? But
I feel like there's a balance to each one. There's like a toxic and there's a positive, because sometimes I do ignore people when I feel like I've burnt out and I feel like I just don't have the energy to respond to you or do that
literally,
right now. So I hear it, but like if you're doing it on purpose to the point where it's like you're actually just ignoring,
now it's avoidance, then
it becomes an issue.
It's a problem. Yeah. Okay. Saying it is what it is about every disappointment.
Yeah, that's hiding. That
I do
is
that. So right.
I do that whenever I'm done with the conversation and I don't want to discuss it. Is what it is.
Yeah,
that's it. Leave it there and there, even though there's a whole issue.
Do you know what I mean?
That's
and then my journal will be hearing about it. Basically, I just think, I guess in a way, it's kind of like me protecting myself. Especially if it's like I just know you're not getting my point. We're just not getting anywhere. Now I just feel like I'm over explaining. We're going round in circles. What is the point of this conversation?
Yeah.
So, or I just don't get the outcome that I want. It is what it is. Like, just try and keep 100%. Hopeful that better will come around. And so is that healing or hiding? I guess I'm sorry, guys. It's meant to be one or the other, but I feel like a lot of these things can be a bit of both.
No, I agree.
It can be a bit of both.
I agree.
Okay, let's do two more.
Audios.
These are funny.
Ignoring red flags in a relationship to avoid confrontation.
That's definitely hiding, because eventually it's like a ticking time bomb. It's just going to blow up.
Yeah, I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, guys. Don't ignore the red flags, guys. Once you see them, address it there and there.
Yeah. Especially don't ignore red flags and hoping that they're eventually going to change colour or that that person is going to change, because it's just not.
Can't come
what you saw in the
people.
beginning is going to remain the same.
Yeah.
Wait, I just had it.
I think that was my last one as well.
I just had it. Saying I'm not ready for a relationship but still entertaining situationships. I think so many people do that these days.
I feel like they're just avoiding the responsibility of being in an actual relationship, like being in commitment to someone.
Yeah.
Because there's no way that you...
Yeah.
Wait, is that you saying that they want to be in a relationship but they're just sticking to...
saying they're not ready for a relationship but they're still entertaining situationships.
Yeah, that's just you saying you're not ready for commitment.
Yeah, it's basically fear of commitment in my eyes, literally.
Defo.
Wait, what about this one? Last one, sorry guys. Telling yourself God's timing but not making moves on your goals.
That's loud.
That hits home.
That's loud. That is, I've learned that.
Yeah.
I've definitely learned
just
that.
Sitting around waiting for something to happen. Just like, God's doing it.
Yeah.
But what are you actually doing?
Yeah, guys, because honestly, you can plan all you want and involve God. God will listen, but God's waiting for you to actually put your foot through the door.
Yeah.
Like you have to meet God halfway.
Together. Literally,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I've learned that the hard way.
Mm-hmm. There was one on there that was talking about replacing therapy with TikTok. And yes, that's what, like,
guys, no.
As we've said, people are glamorized because on social media, especially when it comes to your healing, self-development journey, it's been so glamorized on social media that it's the opening with healing era as the title, and then you going for a run, you eating your granola breakfast, do you know what I mean? Your cute gym outfits. While this is all cute, healing looks different is different to how everyone else does it, basically.
Yeah.
There's no right or wrong way, there's only your way.
Yeah.
And it's definitely not linear. You can work on a situation from now until next year.
Yeah.
Avoid any triggers, get triggered a year later, and then you're literally sat bawling your eyes out thinking, oh my goodness, I'm still not healed.
Yeah.
But that's just part of the healing journey. That's just pretty much how it goes. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like with a cut, you have to treat it in order for it to get better. If you leave it untreated, the worse it gets. It's pretty much the same with healing. It's something that constantly needs to happen for you to work on.
Yeah.
And sometimes triggers need to happen to see where you're at in that process as well.
I agree.
So there's no right or wrong way to do it. There's just your way and how God says it should be. Doing it with God is always the best way to, if you do believe in God. But yeah, I think what they posted on social media can also make people feel like they're doing it wrong.
I was about to get
Or you have to document it.
Yeah, I was about to get... Guys, you see these influencers that do not work a 9 to 5, that do not...
That have the time, to record, by the way, and do these things.
Yeah, they have time to get up at 6 a.m. and record and take a nap during the afternoon.
Yeah.
That's not my life. I had to learn that the hard way. When I'm trying to like build
touch
up my
grass,
schedule,
guys. Come on, go outside and touch grass.
No, honestly, like guys, I know it's great to watch these influencers and content creators that are full time living their life, but guys, be realistic. If you're working a 9 to 5, Monday to Friday, you cannot get up. Well, if you can get up at 5 a.m, do a workout and go to work. Me now, I'm not doing that.
I'm not getting
because I'm tired. I'm not going to be getting up at ridiculous times in the morning to go to the gym, come back home, get dressed. I do my home workouts 30 minutes before I need to actually wake up, which is realistic. I just do home workouts.
Realistic and cater
do home
to
workouts.
you.
I'm not leaving my house to come back in. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. Like guys, cater to your actual lifestyle.
Yeah.
Build a schedule that's catered to your actual lifestyle.
Yeah.
It's great to get motivation. It's great to get certain ideas and tips from content creator influencers. It's amazing. But just be realistic with yourself so that you're not putting so much pressure on anything that you want to grow on, if that makes sense. Like honestly, guys, just be realistic with it.
And I think it's always good to remember that a lot of people on social media are only showing their highlights.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they're not exactly going to show them breaking down in a car mid-healing journey.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? I don't even know if I like Journey, because Journey also kind of just makes it sound like there's an end.
Yeah.
And sometimes I guess, is there an end? I don't know. Maybe there is an end. I'm not too sure, guys. But Journey just kind of sounds like there's like a end at a certain point, basically. But it is something that is kind of just consistent and is ongoing.
Yeah, it is.
Do you know what I mean? But yeah, people just show their best bits. So like also remember that. Like there has been times recently where I've been like, I need to get off social media, because the state of my life right now is nothing compared to the people that I am watching. And where I'm in a season of job hunting, it can be quite disheartening when you see certain things happen on social media when your life looks completely different.
Yeah.
So recently I've been like, I have to kind of disconnect from certain things and really go outside and touch grass and remember my life, my journey, and what is actually happening. Do you know what I mean? So while it is all great content and it's great to watch 100%, let's also tap in to reality. Do you know what I mean?
And stop self-diagnosing yourself.
Hello,
like people need to stop
honestly,
self-diagnosing themselves. Go actually to an actual doctor, book an appointment, and go get yourself checked out. Because some of you are just self-diagnosing yourself, and you're saying you have all this stuff and you don't.
And just speaking things over your life, like
exactly.
God forbid.
Like go to the actual. If you think something's wrong, go to the actual doctors. Go get checked out. But some of you are just at this point just self-diagnosing. It's great to listen to people's advice and opinion, but you don't know if this person has even studied anything.
Yeah, not everything applies to you.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Like guys, come on.
Yeah. Why is it? Sorry, tangent, but this is for the ladies. When we're on our periods, is there any comfortable pads that people are wearing?
What pads do you use?
I use Kotex, and sometimes I don't know if it's the type of underwear that I'm wearing, but when I first put it on, I feel like I'm sitting on a log. Literally.
Yeah, you might need to
and you have to sit in a certain way to feel comfortable. Do you know what I mean?
I use Flow as well.
Oh yeah, I remember you saying that.
Flow's actually quite comfortable, and you probably have to start wearing the period underwear.
Oh my goodness.
To try and get the period underwear. They're really comfortable.
Really?
Yeah, get those. They might be a bit better.
I've also seen that the nappies, but how safe is that? Because my Flow can be quite heavy for the first 2-3 days.
Yeah.
So that's why I wear a Kotex, because it just really gets me together. Do you know what I mean? And I have for years. I've recently started wearing Always, like the night ones. They're really long. Those ones are quite good, but I feel like they are still thin to wear for the first few days.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I need one that is comfortable. That doesn't necessarily feel like I'm wearing a pad, and actually there's no like spills or like leaks or anything.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just haven't found one.
Maybe you need to just, it might be the underwear. Maybe the underwear and the position of the underwear is not like in the right place because it's making you uncomfortable. So it's the two of it together is just uncomfortable. But maybe try the underwear, the period underwear. And but yeah, I use Flow. Yeah. I stopped using Always because I don't know the smell of it. It was just kept on giving me like, I wouldn't say thrush, but like it's just the smell of that, and sorry to be explicit, like the period blood and stuff. It's just the smell was just too much for me. So I had to change it. I was like, no. So I go to Flow, and they're expensive though, bloody Nora, but
I just got a memory. Sorry guys, TMI. But I just got a memory of the first time I tried to wear a tampon.
Never tried, and I don't want to. It's just not for me.
Guys, it was I was I think I was at home, yes. There was no pads at all. The only option was a tampon. And oh my goodness. To get it up was so painful. Just thinking about it makes me it was just so painful. I remember I was in college. I had to take my friend came with me to the toilet. It was in like a cubicle. And I had to pull it out. I was like, sorry, I have to take this out right now. She was like, right there. And even just putting it in and taking it out is so uncomfortable. Like, I don't know how people do it, but I will just stick to pads, guys.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'm not.
The last time I wore a tampon is when I had to get a wax. As soon as that wax was finished, took it out and put a pad. It was just.
I don't know how people do it. I can't do it personally. Even people do like the moon cup things.
How?
I can't, guys. I've tried it. I bought one to try it, and I was like, I can't do this.
How does that work?
You have to like fold it and then put it in, and it pops. And then
like it pop inside.
Not pop, but like you position it and it will just expand. But I've tried it and I was just like, this is so uncomfortable. Maybe I didn't position it properly, but I just couldn't do it.
That's what I think. Maybe I just didn't put the tampon in properly.
Like when it comes to doing things on myself, like I just someone else has to do it. And I can't ask someone else to do it. So I just stick to the pads. Yeah.
But I was scared that the string might get lost or it might get soggy and break off, so the tampon will get lost in me. I just had so many irrational thoughts. I was just like, no. Tampons are no for me.
Would you ever like free flow? The people that like
that
don't wear like there's certain people that don't wear no pads or nothing. They just have a towel down and they just let it run wild.
Like, you're at home though doing this, right? You're not outside.
I hope so.
Free flowing.
I know I came across a TikTok a few times where people just like they don't wear pads. They just
who the hell said that?
They just let it,
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Yeah. The minute it touches my leg or anything, I feel like I need to shower. Like, I just feel dirty sometimes. That when I get home, I have to no free flowing, none of that. It has to be caught and packaged somewhere afterwards, guys. I'm not doing all of that. I'm sorry,
my mom used to tell me about the pads back in the day, how big and thick they were back in the day. Like, she said they were awful back in the day, like the way their pads were. How like obviously it's changed over the years, but she said back in the day, awful, that they were big and thick. Like,
God have mercy.
Not good. Like obviously that's what they were given, that's what they had.
Yeah.
So, but back in the day it wasn't as great.
Yeah.
Having pads.
I remember seeing this I want to say it was a video, I don't know, I saw it somewhere of how they used to diagnose women with certain like health complications like back in the day. I think the doctors used to put their fingers up into the woman's, which, guys, it makes me feel so uncomfortable. When I think about things like that, when I think about smear tests, it genuinely makes me feel so uncomfortable. My smear test was so uncomfortable, guys. Like literally, when she was Sorry, guys.
Anyone,
TMI.
yeah.
I'm so sorry. I'm giving
anyone
you so
that
much information.
ladies, anyone, I don't care. Anyone that tells you a smear test doesn't hurt, it hurts.
It hurts. And I tried to play it down for the ladies that within my circle that didn't have it, because I wanted them to get it first. I don't want to, scare them.
Shine definitely lied.
I had to, because I feel like they would have delayed it even more. But it is quite painful, guys. Like, she went in, and because I think she couldn't see my cervix, I think it was, she told me I had to clump up my fist and pull it under my back to like push my bum up
as well.
while she was inside.
Gosh.
And guys, I'm getting uncomfortable thinking about it.
Listen,
it stings.
The day that I went, I said to the lady, like, I'm not sexually active like that, so you don't need the big old. The one she pulled out.
Thinking about it stings.
The one she pulled out, I said, that's a bit too big.
Yeah.
I said to her, like,
When
she pulled it out, I said, I'm not that sexually active for you to be pulling like that one. I said,
yeah,
a smaller one.
Yeah.
And like, she tried the first one, and I was just like, ow. Like, I kept saying ow because it was us. And she was like, okay, yeah, I'll try the smaller one. Why did this to me in the first place? I told you already.
Just the thought of it alone.
The whole process, like, I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry to just get into it. But like, the whole swabbing thing, the feeling of it, it's just... It's something that I shouldn't be feeling. That's a feeling that you should never
go
exist
through
to know.
Like, the thing is, it's so quick. It's such a quick procedure.
Yeah.
But the process of it is quite uncomfortable. Like, I remember when I first got it done, beforehand, I asked so many questions. I was procrastinating so bad because I didn't want to get on that bed, literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just stings. It just feels weird. My sister went for hers the other day, and she did say that apparently they're gonna introduce a new thing later when, like, when you do like a swab for like BV or like those things, and it's just like that large cotton bud looking thing.
Yeah.
Just a swab. I think that makes more sense. I don't know if that's how helpful that will be, but I guess these new scientists can figure that out. They just need to introduce that ASAP. But I think apparently they're just gonna do it, like, you can just do it yourself and like just do a swab.
Yeah.
And do it that way, which I just think is much better.
I hear it, because I feel like half of the medical procedures that women go through, they were invented by men. So for me, it's like,
that's very telling.
It's when you hear what a man procedure goes through compared to what women go through in medical procedures, it's always, women's ones are always more complicated for some reason. And it's just like, why am I going through all of this just for you to take one test?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but sometimes some of the things they need to rethink. Of what they're doing. I get it. Don't get twisted, ladies. Go get your smear test done, because it's important.
Definitely.
Like, it's actually important.
Yeah,
When
for sure.
The nurse that I had, she was very like educational. She proper like taught me through it and told me why it needs to be done. Like, there's certain ways. It's not just only sexual that you can get. There's certain ways of like you can get from your. I can't remember what it is that you get, but like from your towel, just from like not washing your towel correctly can cause issues and things like that. So do get your test done, but some of these tests they need to rethink.
I don't know how true it is, because we haven't yet got our letters to do like our breast screening.
Oh no, I haven't got that yet.
They put your breast in this machine, kind of clamps it. I don't know how true. Is that true? Yeah. If that is true, then what the hell? Like, you're flattening my breast as flat as possible. Yeah, that cannot be true. That just sounds so old aged. Like, the things we go through. Yeah. We go through periods. We're just pretty much unstable every month, mentally unstable every month. Yeah. What else do we have? We have childbirth. We have any other health complications that we have, by the way. We also do vaginal scans. Have you done a vaginal scan when they put like this? It kind of looks like a vibrator, and they pull it.
There's another scan.
Yeah. I've had to do vaginal scans before, and they kind of like, they put it inside your vagina, of course, and they kind of like have to apply a certain amount of pressure to like look at your is it your cervix, your womb? I feel like I've done a lot of these.
Then they put you.
It's uncomfortable. They put, I want to say lube, but probably is lube or whatever they put on it, and then they pull it inside of you. And it's the pressure that feels weird. But we go through so much. We have that, and then we have, is it pre-menopause? We have menopause. Yeah. What does a woman not go through? Do you know what I mean? We actually go through so much. We don't have a break in any age. No, there's just always something new.
No, we don't, but no, but I do want to get like a full body checkup, like an actual head to toe. I've been researching a few companies to do it. Yeah, it's really expensive. They are expensive. I do want to get like a full body checkup, especially like I haven't done the fibroid check. I do want to do that one because it's kind of known in my family to have fibroids. So I do want to get that checked out.
Yeah.
But even the whole fibroid thing, I feel like, why is there so many women suffering with fibroid? It must. I feel like it must be the food we're eating
100%.
and the way that we're living life that is causing all these like medical issues. Because there's no way it shouldn't be so high in these, like, especially in the UK.
Yeah.
For women to be having these issues.
No, I agree. I agree massively. Even down to when people say they go to like different parts of the country and the water is just different. Like sometimes people say the water makes their eczema worse, or like not even makes their eczema worse. They develop certain things just from how hard the water is. Yeah. Like even in my house, we have like the filtered shower head. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. And it is just different. Or sometimes you can drink tap water in other countries. I don't know if I would do that anyway, but like for some, in some parts of the world, you can just drink water straight from the tap, and possibly because it's filtered or whatever the case is. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But there's certain things that you can't drink and eat in London or just in the UK. But if we were to go back home, for example, if we lived in like Jamaica, I wonder if we would have any of like the health issues that we have now. Do you know what I mean? Because most of the food is fresh. Yeah. I just wonder if we would have any health issues.
No, it's true, because when I used to get really bad eczema. Yeah. And when I used to go to Jamaica when I was like younger, my mum and grandparents always say, go in the sea, wash your skin, it will kill your eczema. Yeah. Like, and it actually does. It softens your skin and it makes it like the eczema go away. So I definitely agree that going to other countries, you will definitely, your body will definitely change and you will like have more healthier options to eat. There's so much like processed food that we eat in the UK. It's actually when you work in a supermarket, guys, and you see the amount of food that's been invented in these cans, it's shocking. Like
they started in I remember seeing a can that had like sausage, basically an English breakfast in a can.
I seen that as well. I said, how do you eat that?
That's nasty. That's disgusting. I'm sorry, I'm not eating that. I'm not doing it. What do you mean?
No, I get it if like
I don't get it. No, I don't get it. Crack your eggs, do it fresh, don't piss me off.
I get that certain foods, some people don't have like the capacity to cook when they get older, and there's certain like things that
I get it, but that's unhealthy.
In a can, I know in a can is wild.
In a can as well, I would crack open a can and everything's in a can. Yuck.
No, it's wild.
Not doing
I've been seeing those things as well.
Yeah,
especially like them sausages that's in the.
Yeah, no.
It's not even like it's not even like in a fridge department. So what is it that's
and the water is swimming and just looks weird as well. Sorry, I'm so sorry. That's what you're eating, guys. Yeah. No, I remember seeing a video of Rihanna washing her fruit in the sea back home. Yeah. And it just made me think, that's how she was brought up and that's what she does. Yeah. But it just makes me think, if I was to go back home to like Jamaica, for example, would I wash my fruit in the sea? You would. Probably not. And I think it's just because, that's how I wonder, like, you know how they say whitewashed? Are we like British washed? Do you know what I mean? Like, yes, we are British. Yeah. However, our ethnicity, our parents are Jamaican. There's just certain things that would be considered normal for them. Yeah. But because we were born in England, we're British. Yeah. To us, it would just be a bit like, no. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, the water back home is probably fresh, sea salt is cleaner and whatnot. That's how she was brought up. I just wonder, would I want to do the same thing? Because I know I can be a bit icky about certain things, just even touching me and stuff. So I just feel like if we were to go back home, even down to us having a slip back or having to like look good every time we go out, like it's fine. But I guess back home you could just walk out with your afro. You don't have to always think about looking your best. Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So there's certain things that we do over in London that they'll probably call us foreigners. Like, you're from foreign.
They can smell a foreigner from a mile away.
They hear it. They can see it.
They will look at you and be like, foreigner. They will know already. They already know. If I was to get kicked out of this country today, I would not survive in Jamaica. Yeah. I would not survive compared to how I'm living now. Yeah. Absolutely not.
It's absolutely true when I think about it.
Yeah. I would say yes, we've kind of whitewashed a little bit. Of course we've adapted British culture because we're born here, we're living here, we're gonna adapt. We went to school here. Yeah. We're gonna adapt to what's around us. But at the same time, I do wish I'm gonna try my best for like my future self. Yeah. To keep on adapting certain things from my culture.
Definitely.
And to keep on things going so that when I have kids, they know this is why I do this and how like my grandparents and my mom and my dad has raised me. I still want to keep some of those traditions going and try my best to just keep the culture in the family.
I agree. There's certain traditions that I still want to keep up, like even now like Good Friday has passed, it's known to like have fish. Only fish on Fridays and your hard over bread and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Those are like certain traditions that I want to keep up. There are certain things now that I'm like the baby of the family, and then my mum moved over here from Jamaica over to London and whatnot. There's just certain things that I feel like was missed, like as I was growing up.
Yeah.
I more so experienced like the Jamaican culture, maybe more so from my dad's side more than I did my mum's side. I think because she just adapted so much to London living that by the time it got to me, it was kind of just like kind of disappeared. It was a bit faint. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So I would have to tap into that a little bit. So I do feel like we have kind of like lost the essence of our heritage, our ethnicity. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. Like I remember, I think it was actually yesterday when I was looking up on like black culture and whatnot, and the lady was like, list like a black historical figure. And it's like certain things like that, we kind of lost the essence. We don't really know our history as much. We only know what's being shown in schools, and even in schools, it was a lot of American history. There was and if it was Black British, I think the most Black British thing was probably like World War or something. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. But I feel like a lot of that has what they wanted us to know about slavery. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things that just have been missing as we have grown up. But I definitely do want to tap into that side.
100%. I agree.
More. Like I would love to go back to Jamaica and not just go to the tourist areas. Actually, where the locals are. It may not be. I don't know. People say it's not safe. I thought you have to know someone that lives there.
No, 100%. I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
Even when
you
I
go going by yourself, like we wouldn't go to we went to Mexico. It was like we ain't going to these locals, but like, do you know what I mean? You have to actually know your people and know where you're going.
You need to know where you're going. You need to know your surroundings, and I agree because, guys, I'm Jamaican.
Sorry,
I have to laugh here because I'm Jamaican, and sometimes I'm scared to go into a Caribbean restaurant and order food, and I'm Jamaican. So it's just like because I'm British born, and I speak patois here and there. It comes out in certain jokes, and I'll say it here and there, but I'm British. Like I know I'm Jamaican, and there's certain aspects to me that I continue on. But let's be 100% real. I'm not speaking patois every day. So when I go to Jamaican shop, I'm scared to order sometimes because
I don't know what mood I'm gonna be in.
Exactly.
Attitude I'm gonna receive.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, I hear it.
So it's just. I feel like there's certain aspects of me, especially me, because my parents, they weren't born in Jamaica. My parents were born here.
Okay.
So it's like my grandparents' side.
Oh, okay.
And like,
yeah.
It's more like they were raised in Jamaica and they came over here.
Yeah.
Both my parents were born here. So it's kind of already like washed down from my parents to me. Of course, there's still aspects that they have because they were raised both by Jamaican parents. So there's certain things that we still do. But it's like, for me, I'm going to have to actually seek it and actually cook some recipes, do my education, and actually start adapting certain parts of my culture into my life so that
100%.
I'm not like drifting away from it. Because sometimes I don't want to drift away. Because sometimes I don't even know what's going on in Jamaica. I'm like,
literally, it's
what artist is popping? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I actually don't know the stuff that's going on in my own country.
And you know, ever since we went to uni, and a lot of our friends were African as well, we kind of did adopt that. Do you know what I mean? Like the genre, the culture. Do you know what I mean?
Definitely.
So it kind of has like
it definitely
disappeared.
Yeah. Because even when I went to primary school, my primary school was mostly like Nigerians, Ghanaians. That was the most that I went to school with from secondary school. Then to like even from primary school then to secondary school exactly the same. Yeah. And then to uni as well. Yeah. College, exactly the same. So I adopted a lot of like, even my friends know, like I listen to Afrobeats more than I listen to actual reggae. Like it adapted to that point. Like I love Afrobeats. So it's like sometimes when it's like that, I'm thinking I don't see an issue in that because at the end of the day, culture's culture.
Yeah, no issue.
But it's just like sometimes I'm just like, I need to put more effort into understanding what's going on in Jamaica. Like what's the culture, what's going on. Sometimes it comes up on my For You page and then like certain news outlets come up and stuff, and I look into it, but it's like at the end of the day I've got to make that effort.
To learn our history.
To learn my history, to learn more about my people. Yeah. And when you actually sit down and deep it, it's like rotted.
No, literally.
Like
talking about grandparents, I remember going to my grandma's house, right? Even not only my grandma's house, there's this friend that my mum has, right? Oh my goodness. Why do we have a room? It's so funny that you cannot go in,
Oh,
or just for occasions.
Yeah.
Like when I tell you, this woman literally had a spare room, and it was either covered in plastic, or there was another fridge in there, fridge, freezer, a whole room that you could not touch. We couldn't go into our we couldn't go into our house and touch the walls. She had a chair to put your shoes on, and like, you know, the thing that you use to get your foot in.
Yeah.
To get your foot into your shoes. She had that. Like, there was just no way you were touching her walls going into that room. You sit where she wanted you to sit. Yeah. Sometimes we had to sit in the hallway, guys. We don't sit in the living room, or we would sit in her bedroom. Yeah. Like, just so precise about where you could sit, eat, look, breathe. Like, what is that about?
Yeah. And there's like one room full of pictures.
Yeah.
Like all the family.
My grandma's house, it was ornaments. Oh my gosh, so much ornaments in that house. I just said, vases. Eventually, when this house gets sold, Antique Roadshow, we gotta sell all our antiques.
There's like lamps, there's lights, there's, especially my nan's house is getting refurbed now, so it's kind of like, it started to look a bit more modern.
Yeah.
But I know for a fact, once she starts selling, it's gonna go back to
and they love their hoarders, you know.
Yeah.
They like to buy things.
Oh my gosh,
they like to buy things.
I know it's like a low key. I feel like it's like a not a trauma response, but it's like because of the way they when they came to the UK,
they didn't have much, and they want everything.
So it's like